guys, welcome back to StabilityWOD. To appreciate the importance of the serratus anterior, it's actually really helpful to see it in the context of a pull-up. And I had a great case example this week of a client who has some serratus anterior shutdown inhibition on, in this case, his left side, and it completely changed what his shoulder blade was doing, his scapula was doing during the movement. Because the lat attaches from the front of the shoulder and stretches down across the ribs into the low back, it needs 2 points of solid stability. One is up at the shoulder itself, and the shoulder blade has to be in the right position, superiorly rotated as we start our pull-up, and it has to be stable down as it attaches into the lumbar spine. If either of those two anchor points are unstable, the movement is less efficient and we're much more prone to injury, especially when we get into doing things that are kipping rather than strict. But I want to share with you this video, this case example of what happens to the shoulder blade when it's not stable.
First thing you'll see by the line underneath each shoulder blade is that they're already upward rotated about 60 degrees when he's hanging. He does a great job of setting using his low trap, the V pulling down to his mid-back, but as soon as he starts to pull, his left shoulder blade is pulled down and into downward rotation by his lat compared to the right healthy side. In the next view, you're going to see that his left shoulder blade actually recovers at the top of the pull-up. Once the lat is done pulling, his serratus anterior and his low trap actually figure it out. Now this is part of a larger pattern for this athlete where he has other weakness in his arm. It's causing some shoulder pain, elbow pain, and even hand pain. But this is a very unusual pattern that you might not even see with the athlete with a shirt on. Here you're going to take a good look at this point where he gets crooked here. His left shoulder blade is in a very unhealthy, unstable position that's very hard on his scapula, his shoulder joint, the rest of his arm, and even his neck. Now the last view here, I'm going to zoom in, and you're going to get a good sense for just how crooked this looks on the right healthy side compared to the unhealthy side where the lat is having its way with his shoulder blade. And then at the top, he recovers, he figures it out, and gets more healthy. This is an excellent and unique example of what happens when there's an asymmetry in stability.
Now, since this session, this athlete has been practicing my serratus anterior corrective exercise where he's using a band around his hand, reaching up overhead, the one I shared with you the other day, and we're going to see what happens to his scapula and his scapular stability when he returns for his next visit. Again, it's important to know that serratus anterior is not strong. It's not meant to do a lot of work in order to resist the massive, strong pull of the lats. It's just meant to take that shoulder blade and put it in the right position and hold it there so that the lats have a solid point from which to pull. That's StabilityWOD for the day. Thanks for tuning in. Click the like button, comments, subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow.